Mom, Jimmy broke the algorithm. Jimmy broke the algorithm. He's been telling it all sorts of lies again. That's alright, one day he'll get paid to do it. If it's a pain, you'll learn to push through it. The pain lets us know which drugs are best. Here goes, you ready? Push you out of the nest so you can learn to survive on your own. Just like no other animal we know, except the predators. Even though we're made to come together, it seems the way we're grown doesn't work in the world. It only works in the wild. So when you gonna grow up, child? There's a whole world out there waiting if you can stay alive. Put my money on that kid that knows his place. The kid that learns to walk so we can run the race. We stopped him dreaming of flying, he's thinking of jumping. We'll make him amount to something. Happy with the cost if we're not doing the counting. If he's gonna count it all, he best count his blessing. I put my money on him learning a lesson. You're blessed, best remember when I was your age. We never had. Don't be thinking you could ever have anything more than what we never had. We never had. We just hustled so you could have. So what you got is what you get, and that's that. The last thing we want is anybody asking. Take your questions and go test the algorithm. Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. He just asks too many funny questions. Makes it hard to learn him a lesson. Now he's gone and broken the algorithm. When you gonna grow up, Jimmy? Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. When you gonna wake up, Jimmy? Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. He just asked it too many funny questions. Like, why is the kid in the story always called Jimmy? Well, algorithmically speaking, the writers were usually doing all the winning, so we just went with whatever they were writing. And they liked the name, they ran the game, so we all just went with it. So now the name remains, like an ink or a wine or a bloodstain. See, some names come with some comfort, but not like comfort like rest, more like the comfort of conquest, of knowing that you know what's best for the rest. So you put the kids to bed with the sense that they're blessed, or they bloody well better be content regardless. Cause we haven't got time for any nonsense down at the factory where we make all the pretty little progress, all the flags and the textbooks and the ordnance, and all the other well-ordered ornaments of dominance. Just accept that when it comes to stories at bedtime, we're tired. We need a name we can remember, so Jimmy works fine. See, we never knew a Juma, a Java, or a Jamal. It was just James like the king, or Jim to us all. Jimmy was really the easiest. Imagine if they'd called him Justice. Imagine if they called him Justice. Couldn't we tell the story with justice? You want to go all the way back to the beginning? Couldn't we rewrite all the stories with justice in it? Imagine if they called him Justice. Couldn't we tell the story with justice? You want to go all the way back to the beginning? Couldn't we rewrite all the stories with justice? Jimmy broke the algorithm. When you gonna grow up, Jimmy? Jimmy broke the algorithm. When you gonna wake up, Jimmy? Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. They all just look at him funny, cause he always appears to be less than sincere. Even though all he's thinking is, why is it not that clear? And they don't want to hear that too often. Jimmy saw himself in the stars, so he began trying to climb through the bars, but he got stuck, and all he could do was try calling. And just watch the stars stop shining. And just watch as the stars started falling. When you gonna wake up, Jimmy? Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. When you gonna grow up, Jimmy? Jimmy's just more than machinery. Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. When you gonna grow up, Jimmy? Jimmy's not a bad kid, really. Jimmy's just more than machinery.